on the fly. We've all had to sort it out. Now you're finally coming to the party and like, oh my god, you know, I forgot to bring my alcohol. Can someone else give me some alcohol? No, you should have brought your goddamn own. We all went to the LCBO. We all went to the beer store. We made that trip already.
Yeah, we're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 112 of the ScruffCast. I'm Dan!
And I'm Jon. Oh man, that threw me off there.
Just to spice it up a little.
Because when you were whispering, I was thinking, oh man, this is the total opposite of back in the day. Because when I was gathering the quotes for a couple of the episodes, like recently, I listened to one of them, and we went through this, I want to say like 10 episode period where we would just shout the number, like, what's everybody, welcome to episode number 24, and you just shout it. That's the funniest one. If you guys haven't listened, like, geez, almost 100 episodes ago,
listen to 24.
Go back and listen to 24. Yeah, we used to just shout it.
Well, you know what, because like now we record like in the studio, I guess technically, but is in the basement of someone else's home, so there's someone living upstairs.
Yeah,
so it feels like awkward just like shouting the numbers now. Fuck, maybe we just do it anyway. Who cares?
I mean, you just did. Well, you didn't shout the numbers.
No, that wasn't
Dan.
that.
You held back. You held back a little bit.
Welcome to episode 112.
There you go. We're already off the rails here.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, I was just talking to Dan before this started. You know, gotta bring the energy. We're recording a little later.
Way too much. No, but we're not even that late, to be honest with you. We just ate too much goddamn pizza.
That is true.
We had just a pizza fiesta.
Yes.
With the non-tamper pizza boxes.
Yeah, what is up with that? Like tamper-proof boxes now.
I don't know. It's like it's pretty much they were tampering with our pizza before, essentially.
Or they had free reign to
now
tamper.
They're tamper-proof.
Yeah.
All they do is put a sticker over it.
Well, no, there was a sticker over it talking about tampering, but it wasn't the tamper-proof box. It was just a regular box. Because there was another pizza.
It was the basketball box where you turn it into like a hoop or something like that.
Yeah, but then there was the other box because Taryn had a pizza of her own.
That was
like
regular.
different toppings. And then that one had the tamper-proof.
Oh, did it?
Like this extra tab. I don't know.
It's so stupid. And who's like, why are you gonna turn your pizza box into a little basketball hoop? You know,
it's kind of like
you get a little greasy ball. You're gonna try to flick into a greasy hoop. So stupid.
What are you supposed to flick?
I don't know. I'm actually not even sure.
Because I know that the pizza box folds up. So if listeners have never had pizza from Pizza, which if you're Canadian, I would be hard pressed to imagine who hasn't. But
yeah,
this was like from last year when the Raptors were in the championship.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Pizza thing. Anyways, the box has these extra perforations that like fold out and make a little basketball net. And then you can like flick the ball, but do they give you a ball?
I don't know. We didn't get a ball.
Are you supposed to flick the pizza?
Just flick like a little Italian sausage. Tink.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's stupid. Whatever. Pizza sucks too. Like, there's just nothing else around here. Like we just kind of have to.
It's like the Tim Hortons of pizza, but it's like worse.
Oh, it's not the Tim Hortons of pizza. Tim Hortons is like at least 1 out of 10 times good.
I mean Tim Hortons out of like it's like just that staple brand.
Oh, that's everywhere.
Yeah,
that's true. The amount of Tim Hortons is like insane.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's unnecessary.
There is. Like I think of spot in Brampton. You know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a full Tim Hortons location, and directly beside it, like no more than 50 feet away, is a gas station with the Tim Hortons inside.
Yeah,
drive-through.
There's like, oh my god, it's probably like a 2 square kilometer range where there's probably like 5 or 6 of them in that same spot.
Yeah.
So you think about it. You go up, remember before the golf trip, we stopped at Neighbors?
Yes.
There's Tim Hortons in there. That's just up the road. There's one at Shoppers World. There's one inside Shoppers World.
Oh my god. Yeah, there's too many.
Yeah. It's insane.
I guess they just give franchises to whoever they want.
But like, when was the last time you saw Tim Hortons close down, you know?
That's true too.
We're all making money.
Right? Like that one is still in the gas station.
And they're all so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, I cannot handle going up to the Tim Hortons. And you're like, hey, can I get one medium regular and one medium regular? Yeah, one medium regular and also a medium double. So you would like one medium regular? Yep. And what was the other thing? It's like, Jesus Christ, it's 2 goddamn drinks. How can you not figure this out? It worries me, like, when you ask for, like, a donut. And what drives me even crazier about Tim Hortons is, like, you go there at, like, 2 in the afternoon. Hey, can I get a Boston cream donut? Oh, let me check if we have that. Just bake them all the time. Like, it's part of your menu. Why do you not have it?
The problem is they have, like, a billion things on their menu now.
Like, I don't go to McDonald's and, like, hold on, let me check if we have fries. No, they just always have fries.
And if they don't, they say, we're making them now.
Yeah. And then I get my fries.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand. It's not like they're, like, kneading the dough back there. Like,
they already have the donuts.
They're frozen. They're frozen donuts. Just pop them in the oven. Yeah. Why are they not always ready?
Because they can tell you, no, we don't have any, and then you just go, okay.
Dude, have you ever tried getting an everything bagel at 4 p.m.? Good luck. You're never going to get one.
Because everyone wants those, so they get taken away.
God.
That's what always stresses me, trying to get the bagel later in the day. And
dude, it's impossible.
For some reason, the Tim Hortons, the closest one to me is a gas station location, and they used to put their bagels up top, like, on a rack. And first off, they're not labeled or anything, so I have to sort of, do, like, the investigating, right? I'm like Columbo, looking in the back, and I'm like, oh, that looks like a plain bagel. So then, I can confidently say, like, oh, I'll have a plain bagel toasted with cream cheese. Because I don't want to be like, I'll have a plain bagel, and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't have any plain bagel. It's like...
It's literally probably the go-to bagel of everyone. The plain bagel.
Yeah, it's plain. I shouldn't have to say plain. If I just say bagel, they should have
That's
said
the one you get.
Yeah.
It's just... Yeah, it's so frustrating. They're the only, like, food place that does that. Nowhere else you go that doesn't have half their shit.
It's like a high proportion of clownery compared to other places.
Dude, that's, spot on.
Yeah, it's true. Nowhere do you ever go and they're like, sorry, we don't have that. If it's like maybe the very end of the day.
But like, yeah, you know what? If Tim Hortons closed at 8 p.m. and I go in there at 7:55 and ask for it, and then I go, sorry, we don't have it. That's understandable. They're open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, just keep them going. Keep rolling with the donuts, like the bagels. You know how many times I've had to settle for a cinnamon raisin bagel? Which, dude, like... Don't get me wrong, I that's probably my second favorite bagel, so it's not the end of the world. But it's not the goddamn everything, If the everything's at 100, the cinnamon raisin bagel's at 50. Like, there's still that big of a gap.
So it's half. It's half.
Half is good. It's still my next favorite, but it just drives me insane, man. And then, like, sometimes you get a coffee, it's just like watery tasting. What is that about?
That's the worst.
Why is their coffee never consistent?
Because you're always rolling the dice, and then you take that first sip, and then you go like, "Oh, this is a good one." When the good one just means, "Oh, this tastes like it should."
Yeah, this tastes like a coffee.
Or like, "Oh, this is a bad one, but I'm still gonna drink it because I spent $1.90 or whatever." And the prices have slowly been creeping up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a large back in the day was like $1.50.
Yeah,
and probably way back in the day, probably 5 cents. But it's just like they're the one like company and franchise that can just get away with the clownery, as you say. You know what I mean? And they just get away with it. Everybody still keeps going. And, like, I'm part of the problem because I still keep going, But, like, you go to, Starbucks, at least their coffee's consistently garbage. Yeah. But it's the same garbage taste every time. McDonald's coffee tastes the exact same every time you buy it. So what the hell is Tim Hortons' problem?
I know, and they've got more competition now with, like, McDonald's really stepping up.
Dude, we should send an email. Is there, like, customer complaints, customer service we can send an email to? Just be like, hey, why does your coffee not always taste the same? How come sometimes it's junk and other times it's heavenly?
Because it's like...
What is the reason?
Like, think of McDonald's. The reason they're so popular is because of the consistency.
Mm-hmm.
A McDonald's cheeseburger tastes the same at every location. The nuggets are the same at every location.
Yeah.
You never go and get, like, pack of 10 nuggets and you're like, no, it's not a good one this time. Like with the coffee. Because that's true. Like, how do they get away with that? No other restaurant or
there's no
business you go to and you're like, it's not a good one.
Dude, they're like, there's burgers on their menus. Whoa.
Dude, but when they first started, it wasn't even just burgers. It was the Beyond Burgers.
Yeah. First it was those, and then they're like, oh, poutine. Get a poutine at Tim Hortons. Jesus Christ. Just donuts, coffees, bagels, muffins, cookies. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Just do one thing and do it well.
You know what? You could do a breakfast wrap. Only one. And one sandwich.
Yeah.
That's all. And get those garbage hash browns out of here. Trying to act like McDonald's. My dear God.
Yeah.
Every time I get one of those hash browns, I think, like, this is going to be the time it tastes good for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but I do.
They keep you coming back.
Trash.
But the shame is, like, you can see it. Like, the potential is there.
Potential
is there.
Like, this company's like 60 years old or 70 years old.
Yeah, they
should
should
have potential. This should have been fulfilled by now. Like,
yes, that's true.
Potential. There's like 3 billion stores.
There is a lot
in Brampton. Like,
there's a lot of friggin' Tim Hortons.
Oh my God.
You're right. We're cutting them too much slack. But yeah, what are we gonna do? We're not gonna just say that's it. We're boycotting Tim Hortons.
No.
They need to have some sort of scandal?
Because nobody else has good enough coffee.
Like an old tweet from the CEO comes up where he's like, I actually hate whatever.
Yeah.
You know, insert whatever.
Indian people.
Here. Sure.
Because, like, those are the ones who mainly run all those stores.
And then Tim Hortons gets some pressure. But then you know what they'll do? Just sponsor a kid's soccer team. Get the little Timbits running out there and it says, like,
I know.
You know, apologies to the Hindi community or whatever. And then it gets swept under the rug.
I know. Get like little Tim Horton logoed turbans.
Yeah.
For the kids, the little muffin cups. You know what?
Well, I wasn't expecting a rant about Tim Hortons for the first 10 minutes of this podcast.
I don't think I'm done, to be honest with you.
I mean, dude, we got all the time in the world.
Like, I can't think of anything else, but, you know, I'm still upset by it all.
I will say, I have been to Starbucks.
I'm feeling triggered.
I have been to Starbucks a couple times recently. Taryn likes Starbucks. Not for the coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. She likes their, I don't know, their more fruity type drinks. I've had the iced coffee from there. It's all right. But I'm not a fan of places where, and Starbucks is one of these, where they give you the coffee black and then you have to put your own cream and sugar in.
Dude, what is that?
I'm paying for service.
And you're paying like $4 for that coffee.
Yeah.
You better put my goddamn sugar and milk in there. Like,
yeah, that's something I've always hated. Back when I worked my previous job, there was a coffee place. I can't remember what it was called. It was like Paul's Coffee or something like that. When sometimes we'd go for a walk outside. You know, if we went to get the good stuff, as one of the guys at work called it, we'd walk up to Paul's Coffee. And it's the same thing, where you got to like put your own cream and sugar. And then they have like, you know, the old school like diner sugar thing with the little flap.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like a farm silo, okay, with like the smallest flap of all time to pour out sugar. So I feel like I look like I'm trying to give myself diabetes when I gotta stand there with the sugar forever. You start getting the glances at you.
Dude, it's like the weirdest
I
thing
hate
ever.
that.
You know, I got a funny story about those like silo sugars. So at the I gotta go to the food terminal sometimes for work. So the guy I go with, like, drives the truck. Like, I see him. So he's got like a coffee mug like this size, just like a regular sized coffee mug where they were having breakfast, right? And he takes one of those things and just pours it and shakes it and shakes it and shakes it and shakes it. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's putting a lot of goddamn sugar in his coffee, right? So one day, it was one morning, early in the morning, and I text him because I was getting a coffee beforehand, right? I'm like, hey, I'm going to get a coffee. You want some? He said, yeah, sure. I said, okay, what do you take? Thinking he's going to say like 4x4, triple. He's like, oh, just give me a large regular. I'm like, oh, why'd you put all that sugar in at the food terminal? Like, dude, it's just weird.
Dude, I'm telling you, those things, they don't put out enough sugar.
Did I ever tell the story about the Starbucks when I asked for a double years ago? Nah, you know what? I don't really care. You're gonna hear the story again. So, yeah, it was like my aunt's funeral. I think it was like the visitation. Thank you. So it was like in between time. So we went down. There's Starbucks just down the street. So we went. First time I'd ever been to Starbucks. So I walk in or whatever, and then of course there's like the size things, right? So I don't know what the sizes are, right? So I was like, I just like want medium. The guy's like, oh, it's venti or whatever. So I was like, okay, can I get like venti, just regular coffee, you know, like, because they have all the roasts too, right? It's before Tim Hortons had the dark roast. And okay, and I was like, and I said like double, whatever, right? So okay, I was like, yeah, and double. He's like, oh, you actually add your own stuff in. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. So whatever, so they gave me the coffee and I go to pay, and like, I guess they felt so bad for me that I was so stupid that they just gave it to me for free.
Really?
They're like, yo, this one's on us. I was like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's like, I remember we went to San Francisco last year, and I think I might have told this as well, but it's our podcast. We just talk about whatever we want.
We'll repeat. We're just gonna start repeating episodes. That's what we just start doing.
We should.
Week to week, we just like listen back to like episode 1, and then we just repeat it word for word.
There you go. I mean, how many of you guys will remember?
We didn't even have a script. Nobody's gonna remember. Hey, you guys talked about that 110 episodes ago. Nobody's gonna remember that.
Well, then they'll write in and tell us, and that's just more content.
That's true too.
I like that plan.
This isn't a bad idea.
But we were in San Francisco and went to McDonald's for breakfast. Just to get something quick before starting our day. And it was so painful. My mom tried to order a double-double. And, like, I knew they weren't going to know what a double-double was.
Yeah.
And it was just such a painful, awkward experience where it was, like, one of those where I went with my brother and, like, well, we'll just sit down and meet you there. I can't watch this anymore.
Because that's a Canadian thing, isn't it?
It's a Canadian thing, and she tries to order a double-double. They didn't know what it was. And then Mom was trying to tell them, like, oh, okay, 2 cream and 2 sugar, all this stuff. She's like, okay. Anyways, I go and sit down with my brother. We're waiting. My mom comes over with 2 coffees, black, with like a sugar pack and like 2 packs of cream or something. It's like, what the hell happened?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
You know what the thing is with Tim Hortons? It's like, the thing I like about Tim Hortons is like the Canadian feel to it, you know? Where it's like, it makes you feel more Canadian when you're having your Tim Hortons coffee, which is nice, you know?
Especially if you're wearing your toque, it's cold.
Exactly. It's like the staple of being Canadian. But first off, it's not even Canadian owned anymore. It's owned by Burger King.
Yeah.
Or the company that owns Burger King. And it's just like, they're slowly just taking it away, you know?
They are, by pumping
commercializing it,
exactly.
You know?
Ruining the soul.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? I think that's what I was getting at when I was talking about it has potential. It's like, they should have reached the potential, but it's like, you know, I want it to be good because it's like, you know, a beacon of Canada, right? It reflects on us.
Like, you know what?
Timmy Hose.
This goes for people too, you know? But it's like sometimes your potential just is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
This is your ceiling. Just stop trying to get higher and just be good at this thing you're at right here, you know? Let's say one of those Tim Hortons stores makes $2 million a year. Let's just say, okay? Profits, pure profit. They probably make a hell of a lot more than that, but let's just say. And, you know, the big guy upstairs will be like, well, we got to make $3 million next year. How do we do that? Let's get potato wedges. Let's make poutines. Let's make veggie burgers or vegan burgers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, why can't you just be satisfied with the $2 million profit? You know? Just be good at what you're doing. Just be good at that because everything else is suffering at that store because of all this other crap. I feel bad for the people that work there. In fairness, like I ripped on them earlier about how they suck at everything, but in fairness, there's like 3,000 things on that menu.
There is a lot of stuff.
And they don't display any of them when you're in the drive-thru or even in the store. You know, if you're in the drive-thru, you don't know what donuts they have.
I hate that. And then when you roll up, you don't have a lot of time.
No.
Because you don't want to hold everybody up. And, well, it's not even holding up the cars. It's still like they're, oh, welcome, how can I help you? And then you're sitting there and you don't even have time to look over everything.
No. It's just
the worst.
Yeah.
I always get like a little bit stressed rolling up to the drive-thru window for some reason.
I don't know. I don't because I'm... And like everywhere I go, I get the same thing all the time. So I don't like, you know.
I always get stressed because I'm like worried they're not going to know what I'm talking about if it's like not one of those things that's clear. So perfect example is Burger King. So they have this, like, I don't know, King deal or whatever the hell you want to call it, but it's basically small drink, small fries, and 2 cheeseburgers. That's usually what Tanner will get. But it's not like on the menu, it's like 2 cheeseburger combo. So I got to go be like, oh, can I get your 2 cheeseburger combo? And they're like, the $4.99 King deal? And I'm like, yes. And then it's like, oh, that was 2 chickens? No. And dude, this literally happened 2 days ago. This exact story.
Yeah. I know that drives me nuts too, having to explain everything through the drive-thru window. But
yeah.
All right.
Such is life.
Yeah. Let's mosey along here, huh?
Yes, we've actually are like almost 20 minutes into the podcast.
Excellent.
Just talking to Tim Hortons. Dude, last week's episode was only 38 minutes.
All right, cool. We might hit that today. Let's see.
All right.
Oh yeah, we didn't do a podcast last week.
Yeah.
So this is 2 weeks from now. Not that anybody seemed to notice.
Nope.
But
we didn't get any. Well, we would have had no emails for last week or anything. We had nothing going into it.
No.
We rarely have much going in at all.
I got one text message from Kalon, and that was it. And it was a little snarky, I'm not going to lie. The way I read it in my head, you know?
What was it like? How come it's not uploaded yet?
Hold on. Actually, no, in fairness, I got 2 messages. One was my mom, like yesterday.
Dan, are you
I
guys
can't
alive?
find the podcast again, because she couldn't find the one the week before.
Hey, if you guys
I was
have
like,
trouble,
we didn't do one.
Go to ScruffCast.com.
Where is this guy?
Tells you everywhere that we are. Ooh, Mr. Popular Dan has a lot of messages to scroll through here.
I just can't find anybody. Oh, I don't delete anything.
It's like looking at Moses with the tablets of the commandments. The messages this guy has.
Oh, here. Wait. Okay, ready? Think of this in the Kalon voice. Okay, the snarky Kalon voice.
Yeah.
So you guys just didn't have time for a podcast this week?
Ooh, that is very snarky.
Yeah,
that's very snarky.
That's snarky.
Considering
as if this is a contractual obligation we have to fill every week, you know?
Yeah, and it costs us money to have this hosted every
Dude,
month.
seriously.
Yeah. And we've only missed 2 all year. We only missed 2 all year, and we put the one in when we went away for the golf trip. And I'll just let you guys know, the reason we missed 2 was because people died both times. So we were missing it just for nonchalant reasons.
The first one too?
Yeah, it was I don't know. We'll just talk about it on the podcast now that they care. But my landlord died.
Oh, right. Yeah,
that was in the beginning of the year. And then last week,
that's the one we missed.
Okay. One went out for the homie. My grandfather died.
That's right.
So that's why we missed last week. Wasn't going to get all into it on the social medias.
Yeah, you jerks.
So that's why we didn't have time. But to be fair, Kalen did send me a message once he found out. So, not to put Kalen on blast. But before he knew, that is a bit snarky. I'll give you that.
It's a bit snarky.
That is some snark.
Once I told him, he was like, you could tell. He wants to retract. But it's too late.
It's too late.
You've been called out.
The initial thing was snark. And hey, maybe we didn't have time, and it's like, who knows what's going on. It's still a pandemic. That just fell away into the background. Nobody remembers that.
I know. All right. Well, speaking of Kalon, let's move on
here. he did email us.
We got an email from the man himself. Free time.
We wrote into ScruffCast@gmail.com, yes. Just like you guys can.
Free time is the subject line. Hey, ScruffCast. What will you do with all your spare time you will have now that the CFL season is canceled? Thanks, Kalon. Again, this is like a snarky email even a little bit.
It's like
he's baiting us because he knows how much we hate the CFL. Or at least how much I hate the CFL.
Yes, he's trolling us. He's like, we're tweeting, and he's that guy who's like just taking what we're saying and then just saying, oh, so you think this? And just flipping it, right? Trying to goad us into replying. And here we are. Little does he know, we never get any emails, so they just make the show anyway.
It's right. You know what's funny, though, is like I heard that on the radio this morning, and like I care about the CFL so little that it didn't even really faze me. Like,
you didn't get the tingle?
CFL's canceled, I was just like, just like in one ear out the other. Like, oh, and then it was until you brought it up earlier. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, right. Because it does not affect my life at all.
Because you don't watch
Besides
it
the fact
TV.
I like randomly run into it on TV. I'm like, what is that?
Dude, I don't even know what days of the week they play.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think last time we talked about it was because they wanted like $150 million bailout or something
from the government. The government said no, thankfully. Invest that literally anywhere else.
Yeah, there's got to be better things to spend that on for sure.
Yeah.
So how will you be spending the free
Native
time?
Indians. How will I spend free time? No free time. Because I never watch those games anyway.
Yes. Me either. Does Keelan watch the CFL? I don't know. If
I don't think he does.
Write in and let us know.
I don't think he does because I don't think I know anybody who watches CFL. Anyone in the world.
I went to
nobody
in
in the world knows it exists.
As a kid one time. We went with this kid, Matt Colombe. You remember from our childhood, elementary school. His family had tickets or something, and he's like, oh, you want to go to the game? And I think, the Toronto Argonauts came back and won or something. That was my only exposure to the CFL. Yeah.
I've never been.
So the CFL, for some reason, their trophy's called the Grey Cup. I'm going to assume it's named after somebody. One year, a team won and lifted the trophy over their head, and it broke in half.
Sounds about right.
Dude, you never heard about this? Well, I guess you care so little about it. Dude, It's like, how? How can you have your championship trophy just breaks it out? What's it made of?
When they're trying to lift it up.
Dude, our fantasy hockey pool trophies, like, I feel like are more sturdy. The one trophy I got from I'm looking over to my right side, like there's a trophy there.
No, where's the trophy? Kalon's got the trophy, doesn't he?
Yes, I gave Kalon the trophy.
Kalon, it's time to send that trophy over to your boy.
No, because
the new winner.
It was marked with the year for him, so I have to get one manufactured for you.
Okay, well, I need my trophy. Winner.
I'll call my contacts at Dollarama. And I want to manufacture one for myself because I won the inaugural year. Anyways, we're getting into the weeds here.
But yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah, CFL's canceled. Does anybody care?
Absolutely not. All right. Thanks for emailing, Kalon.
Yes, we appreciate every email we get.
We do.
We did get another email this week to scruffcast@gmail.com. The subject line is small contribution. Hey, fellas. That's a new one.
I like that.
Hey, fellas. Loved your pick for me, John. So this is Chris. And you guys may remember last week we casted out the ScruffCast movie.
Mm-hmm.
We picked the actors and actress for Taryn who would play us and our guest hosts. As sort of it wasn't a top 5, but it was like a 5 that we did.
Yeah.
So for Chris, I picked Kit Harington. Hey, fellas. Loved your pick for me, John. Very happy being Jon Snow. Not so happy being the weird fish guy Eddie from Friends. You can't win them all. Who did you pick? I don't remember.
That's what I picked for him.
Who's the weird fish guy Eddie?
The Chandler's roommate. Remember that guy? I searched him up. I showed you. Yeah,
yes. I can't remember the guy's name, but
yeah, his name was Eddie.
I don't have much to add this week, but I came across a casting for John that was too good not to share with you guys. Now, I gotta say, I love this because you didn't have much to add this week, but you don't need to have you don't need to have much to just email in and be like, hey guys, have a good week. Here's just a little tidbit for you guys to talk about. That's it. You guys don't need to write these long novels like Chris is usually known for.
Yeah.
So he says, I don't have much to add this week, but I came across a casting for John that was too good not to share with you guys. Behold, Mark Ruffalo. No, I'm not gonna disagree with this pick, actually. I watched the movie Zodiac the other day, which was very good, and his hair is a bit longer, which is matching John's flow these days. Let me know what you think. Have a blessed evening, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just search it up. I can see it, the hair.
So I think I mentioned that I did watch, Taryn and I watched Zodiac when it got added to Netflix beginning of last month. And It is very good. I'd give it a thumb up.
Oh, gonna have to watch that maybe.
It's pretty good.
You know what I can't keep Anna awake for a goddamn movie ever. Yeah, we started John Wick 2 the other day.
Yeah.
Literally, this movie starts and he's chasing a guy, like he's in a car and he smacks this guy off a motorcycle, like in his car. It's like a whole car chase scene. That's how the movie starts. Bam, blazing action. 5 minutes in, she's asleep.
Dude, it's like a high energy start.
It's like 9:15, 9:30, and I'm like, oh, come on. Dude, I can't keep her awake to even watch a movie.
What kind of start to the movie would keep her up? I don't
know.
There's anything more action-y than that.
No.
Dude, you gotta just let her fall asleep and you just watch it with her.
I guess I've seen it, though. She wanted to watch all these John Wick, so I was like, all right. I'll watch them with you.
That's like The Irishman, right? It's like 3 hours long. Watch them with Taryn. I look over and she falls asleep. But what she does that bothers me is she doesn't admit that she's falling asleep. I'm like, it's okay if you're falling asleep. Just don't pretend that you're not.
Yeah.
You know, give her the little like nudge, like, hey. She's like, no, I'm not. I wasn't sleeping. I'm like, you're a liar.
Yeah,
and the movie is so long. I'm like, there's an hour and a half left. Like, there's a whole other movie worth.
Yeah.
And then we watched it, or we finished it, or I finished it anyway. And I said, how much of the movie did you watch? She's like, I don't know, like 40%.
Oh,
like, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll try watching Zodiac. Hopefully it's only, 30 minutes long.
No, it's like 3 hours long. 2 something. It is good, though. It's pretty good.
Oh, my God. Zodiac.
Yeah, Mark Ruffalo. I'll take it.
It's not bad at all.
I don't know whether I like Mark Ruffalo or not like him. Because I always feel like he just sort of has this tinge of like he'd be, in real life, he'd be a bit of a jerk.
Yeah?
I don't know. I just feel that way. But like, it's almost worse because he wouldn't be like a total jerk where you're like, Mark Ruffalo sucks. But like, just enough that when you're hanging out with Mark Ruffalo and the gang, when you get home, you're like, that kind of bothered me a little bit.
What he said there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one
sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that vibe.
I don't know. He could
right.
be like the nicest guy ever. I've
He
never
could be.
met him.
He seems like someone who maybe takes himself too seriously,
That I could see.
Who thinks he's like...
Like he started doing yoga and he's like, you gotta try yoga.
Yeah, or like,
you've never heard of it.
When he's like, I can't even think of the goddamn word I'm trying to say here. Like, I just picture him being like somewhat like of an activist, but like really pressing it on other people too. But he's not actually doing anything for
like
the cause.
Like pushy.
Yeah, but he's not actually doing anything positive for the cause. He just likes to talk about it a lot.
Puts a bumper sticker on like,
exactly.
My other car is a wheelbarrow full of orphans.
Exactly.
That doesn't even make sense.
I sponsor 12 kids in Africa.
Yeah. Yeah, he sends us like, $12 a month, $1 per kid. And he like feels good because he's like, I'm saving the rainforest.
Yeah, exactly.
I could see that.
But then talks about how he saves the rainforest,
Yeah, he wears the shirt, right? Because
when
you send in the money for the first month, you get a shirt in return
of course.
or whatever. And he wears that shirt anytime, especially because he's a celebrity. If he's like going out to Whole Foods, because that's where he shops.
You know he throws that shirt on.
But he's got the button-up shirt over it. But it's not buttoned, and he's like sort of twisting so that he makes sure that
the shirt opens up.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoop, chest pops out a bit. Check me out.
Exactly.
Saving the rainforest.
You're not slick, Mark. We see you.
You jerk.
All right, so we have a few more things in the notes here.
All right, I want to get to the last one, so let's speed through the rest because I'm excited about whatever that is.
All right. So the next thing I had here was, did you hear about what Disney was doing with Mulan? So they have a live-action remake of Mulan that was originally supposed to be in theaters, and then obviously COVID-19 happened, so they sort of scrapped that. What they're doing is putting it onto Disney Plus, but not just putting it on Disney Plus. It's you already have to be a subscriber to Disney Plus, so pay your $10 a month or whatever, and then it's a $30 one-time fee to like own, in quotes here, the movie, right? To buy it.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
So I put bueno and no bueno, and
It's a no bueno. Because there's nothing I hate more actually than when streaming services do this. So, like the first streaming service I had was Netflix, which probably what most people had, and everything's just there. Everything's free. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And then we got Disney Plus, which, like, again, everything's just free. Okay, cool. And then with my phone, I got a year free of Apple TV. So I'm like, cool, another streaming service. Let me check out what's on here. I'm like, oh my god, there's tons of stuff on there. It's crazy. I start checking it out. It's like $29.99 to own, $15.99 to rent. I'm like, what? Like, can't I just watch it? It's on the streaming service that I already pay for.
Yeah.
Why the hell do I got to pay more now? Like,
Because
and Amazon's like that too.
Amazon is like that, right?
annoying.
And their prices are a little more reasonable, but it's hard to compete with, like, it's so, like, people are just so used to pirating stuff, and they're so used to the other services. Like you said, you go on Netflix, it's just there.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, I never thought about that before.
It's just annoying.
Like, if
I don't
you're
like
used to
that.
it, yeah.
It bothers me a lot.
Or that's like Hulu, which I've never really used. They have different tiers, and you can actually pay for it, and then you get ads still. Or you could pay a little more, and there's no ads.
Oh.
It's bizarre.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. These companies got to get their shit together.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was just curious if that was a bueno or no bueno. And the thing that I thought of is, like, the only way this makes sense is if you were like, oh, I have 3 kids, and I was going to take them all to the movies to watch Mulan.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even want to watch the original Mulan.
Yeah, I know.
I had no interest. I'd never watched it as a kid.
I watched it once. I think I liked the original. But
It was like a young Asian girl fighting. How can I relate to that?
yeah, with like a talking dragon.
Come on.
Little, yeah, it's
Not for me.
yeah, I hear you. And the thing is, you'd have to be like, I'm bringing all my kids to the movies. Oh, so $30. This is cheaper.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do? Be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pay the $30. Dan, bring in Aunt Leo, and we'll get Chris, and everybody come over and watch Mulan.
We're going to have a Mulan screening.
If we bring in 10 people, that's $3 each.
Oh, dude, I'd be
You
so
know,
mad if
it's-
you invited me in there.
I feel so burdened, but I'm like, but Dan, I need you to chip in for Mulan.
It goes up to $3.50 each if you don't come.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, who else would pay this? And who's going to bring their kids? Like, and Mulan is not the movie you could do this with. If it was like Avengers Endgame or something.
Oh, I'd pay the $30, yeah.
See, I could see that.
Yeah, I feel like Mulan's not the right movie to do this with. I understand, like, the times we're in, but still.
Especially because you already got to subscribe. So when I saw this, I was like, this seems ridiculous.
Yeah. I thought they were just going to put it on there.
Yeah,
Like, screw it, here you go.
that would make sense, but no. Trying to be greedy.
Not Disney.
All right. Next thing I had in the list here was, it's kind of a big topic. What do we think about kids going back to school with the COVID-19 everything going on? Because it seems like nobody really knows what the hell's going on.
No, nobody does. I mean, I haven't done any real research into it, but at the same time, like, things got to start back up at some point. You know?
Yeah.
We've controlled this thing fairly well to this point, and, like, you got to start opening things back up. You can't just, we're going to keep kids at school for the next 5 years, like, because of COVID?
I know.
You got to get things going at some point.
You don't want to graduate high school when you're 20. And plus, it's like, come on, it's been 6 months. March break's over.
Yeah.
Went for
Seriously.
March break and never came back.
Seriously.
Yeah.
They still got their pencil cases in their desk, for God's sakes.
Yeah, just
Gotta go back to that classroom, yeah.
That's true. Oh, man, that one kid left a bologna sandwich in his desk.
Oh, that thing's just
I'm not going to
stanky,
want to.
man.
I wouldn't. Poor janitor.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, like, I don't know the right way to go about it, that's for sure, but I think it's got to be done at some point.
Yeah, they've been talking about like doing like staggered starts, or like half the kids going for one day, half the kids going for another day. And I think it's gotten to the point where I was talking to my brother. You guys may remember him from episode 6, Nah Fam. Okay? That back when he was in grade 7.
You might also remember him just from being John's brother.
Yes, he's come up various times on the show. But I was talking to him about it, and he's sort of eager to go back. Not eager, but I'm like, oh, you want to go back? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, but you don't want to like do it at home? He's like, not really.
Right.
I'm like, oh, how come? He's like, I don't know. I just feel like, I won't learn anything. I'm like, since when do you care about learning? That's how desperate the kids are.
Jesus.
When I hear my brother talk to me about he wants to learn, then you know it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think... But, like, there's no good way to go about any of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because there's the whole fight right now with, like, Ford and, like, the school boards and stuff like that. And there's all these commercials like, Doug Ford thinks we're going to put all the kids back in the same classroom. He's crazy. Vote against this or that. I don't know. There's all these radio commercials and stuff like that. But, like, there's no good way to go about anything that's gone on. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I've worked through this whole thing, like, at a store, obviously, right? And you're just, like, you're dealing with things on the fly.
Yeah.
It's just a constant, like, okay, how do we deal with this next? How do we do this? Because, like, we didn't have 6 months where we were closed to sort this out. Maybe that's what they should have been doing in the 6 months they were closed. It's sorting all this crap out.
Like, I get that maybe in those first couple months, they were, we're trying to do things online and adjusting. But it's like, okay, but what about the whole 2 months of the summer?
Oh, that was their summer break, John.
Yeah.
They don't work during that. Come on.
No.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you should have got your shit together well before this. Now all of a sudden it's a panic. It's like, well, yeah, you guys, like, the rest of the goddamn world's had to figure this out. On the fly. We've all had to sort it out. Now you're finally coming to the party and like, oh my God. I forgot to bring my alcohol. Can someone else give me some alcohol? No, you should have brought your goddamn own. We all went to the LCBO. We all went to the beer store. We made that trip already. Just because you were late to the party, that's not our problem.
Yeah, and then they got there. No one can drive them because everyone else started drinking. And they're
exactly.
mad. Like, you should have waited. You should have known I wasn't going to get
Exactly. Any. That's the teachers' unions, man. That's the school board.
And it's almost like, well, they had the break, and then they only get into the school like a week or two before the school year starts. Yeah. And it's like, well, why isn't everything figured out? And it's like, well, how are you supposed to figure it out if you don't get in there until then? And then now you're complaining.
And that's the thing too. Everyone's like, we don't know what's going on. It's like, yeah, nobody really knows what's going on. You literally got to go in there and figure it out as you go. That's the only way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right? Like, there's no good way about it. Yeah, there's no good way of dealing with any of this.
These are unprecedented
They
times.
are. But like, just suck it up and get to work. It's as simple as that.
Dude, you know who did a good job figuring it out? The NHL.
Oh, did they ever? Good for them.
It took some time, but then they implemented this bubble system. And they've got like thousands of, I guess hundreds of players, and like when you include employees and everything, it's got to be a couple thousand people.
Yeah, I thought it was like 3,000 something.
Wow, that many.
Yeah, I thought that's what it was.
Actually. And they've got 0 cases, everyone's being contained in the bubble.
Yeah, and the NBA's kind of doing the same thing too.
And you know why they figured it out? Because money was on the line. That's why they figured it out.
Yeah, I know, right?
Where the teachers are just like, nah, I'm just going to get paid to not go back.
Yeah, they're getting paid regardless, so they don't really care that much.
Yeah.
And my God, if you put one more little responsibility onto them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. Imagine asking them if they can just, spray a little sanitizer on a desk and wipe it down. Holy shit. Like,
bruh, I see them having to do that in between like every customer at any retail store.
I know. We've all had to sort through this. We've all had to work around it. We've all had responsibilities, that we didn't originally have and now that we have to do.
Yeah.
Just suck it up and open the schools. It sucks. Find the safest way to do it and do it. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Because I think, the way they're going about it, it's like, again, I'm hearing these ads on the radio. And, the way they're kind of, going about it, it's like, we can't have the same amount of kids in classes, blah, 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 whatever, which, I understand. But at the same time, what are you going to do? Build 6,000 new schools to split all the kids up?
Yeah, because
be realistic here.
And then who's going to teach those kids? What, you're going to just hire a bunch of teachers and then let them go when class sizes go back to normal?
Exactly.
No way.
Yeah.
The union wouldn't let anybody go.
Exactly. So, it doesn't make... they have to think rationally. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what teachers lack the most, is just, rationale, which is shocking. Yeah. But it's literally... Teachers are people who never left school.
That's true.
That's what they are. And that's scary. They've never, like, faced the real world, obviously. And now, not to say that being a teacher in a career is not the real world, because it is, obviously, right?
It's different than being a student, of
but
course.
they've literally always been in school. Always been, kind of coddled by the school, program, whatever it may be, right? But, like, that environment. They've always been in it. They've literally never left their whole lives.
And it's almost like you have the experience of being a student, and then once you become a teacher, you're like, yeah, I'm on the other side now. I made it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm in charge.
Dude, it's like... But, like, think about, like, I don't know, maybe you... I never finished college, so I can't speak on this. But maybe you did, right? Okay, you finished your college, and you probably didn't think this way because, whatever, but... You finish college, finish your program, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'm about to get a job with Apple. You know what I mean? For doing, like, what you do.
Yeah. Software engineering.
Software engineering. Oh, I'm going to go get a job with Apple and make, $150K a year right out of college,
Which I didn't do. This is an example.
No, this is an example. But that's not the way it works, Oh, you realize, like, oh, crap, that's not the way it works.
Okay,
I got to start from the bottom. Man, this sucks. You know what I mean?
What you're saying
it's like teachers didn't get that kick in the face of reality. You know what I mean? Boom, they just got to be teachers.
Yeah, because it's not like there's... I mean, I'm sure over time you get paid more, and depends on the age groups you teach and stuff. But yeah, there's not like tiers, right? You don't go up and you're like, I'm a junior teacher. You're a teacher.
You're a teacher.
Right?
Yeah.
You're getting the pension, you're getting it all.
Yeah. Like, they have to think rationally at some point here. Because, like, there's no good way to go about this. There isn't. And, the more you fight with the government, it's not going to help anything. And apparently I heard, too, I don't know if it's the federal government, but they've given like $500 million to school boards to hire janitors.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember if it is the federal government or if it was just the Ontario government.
It seems like that would be the federal government. That's a lot of money.
That is a lot.
$500 million? Like...
Yeah. The provincial government would be a little more stingy. Although, You know what? I mean, obviously it's a pandemic and things have been kind of shady, but I feel like on the provincial level and, on the federal level too, like, they've done as good as we could.
Yeah.
So far here, anyway. Like, could definitely be a lot worse.
Yeah, I can't complain about anything they've done so far. And you know what, too? My dad was telling me this, that, like, Doug Ford was, like, doing a press conference, right? And kind of talking about, like, the school boards and stuff like that. He was like, we've literally worked with every type of, like, we've put our political differences aside. We've worked with the liberals. We've worked with, the NDP. We've worked with everybody. And we've all made compromises and made things work. We've put all of our, things aside and made things work. Why can't you guys work with us on this? You know what I mean? Like, why are you still being stubborn? Like,
you
the rest of us have all...
teachers.
Yeah, you guys being teachers. Like, the rest of us have all put our shit aside to work together for a better cause. Why can't you do the same with us, I don't know. So, yeah. That's how I feel about the kids going back to school.
All right. I mean, I figured it would be a good talking point here. I mean, I was going to say, neither of us have kids, but neither of us have kids in school.
Yeah.
I have no kids. Yeah. You have a kid, but he's not school age yet. This will just all be a footnote from, before you went to school, and then there was coronavirus. Oh, man. What stories we'll have.
It's lucky, thankfully, because he's at an age he doesn't know what the hell's going on. He doesn't know there's anything going on right now, right? His life hasn't changed really at all.
Yeah, he's just living his best life right now.
So he's good, which is good. All right. The meat and potato. This is what I'm most excited about here. Yeah, this better be good.
So to clue in the listeners here, no top 5 this week. We're already 42 minutes into the episode here. So the next thing I have written here is John has an update on something /surprise. So I hope Dan didn't get too hyped. I know it's already a bad sign, but it's begun. I finally watched the first James Bond film on my quest.
Oh my god!
And I almost wanted to tell you when I saw you the other day, but I said no. I got to stay strong and reveal it on the podcast.
Oh my!
So, dude, like I thought, once I get started, once the snowball starts rolling down that hill, boom, we got a big snowball.
So how many have you watched so far?
So I've watched one.
Where's the snowball then?
Dude, the snow's got to fall.
It's a snowflake right now.
Yeah, but first you push it, and then it builds speed when it gets to the bottom.
There's not even enough snow to make that snowball.
Man, you're melting the snow right now with this lack of enthusiasm, okay? I was so excited.
I thought you would have watched 2 by now, at least.
No. But I'm planting that seed in my mind, getting ready.
All right. Well, you're running out of time. You got to watch like 2 or 3 a week.
I know. But dude, once I get in the groove...
You're so lucky that 26 one got delayed.
I know. So I looked it up, and there's 26 movies. I've watched one, so there's 25 left. 2 of them are unofficial, but I will include them in my quest, because why not? Why not just make it
Which
more
ones?
difficult? Casino Royale, 1967. And Never Say Never Again, 1983. They're like
Why?
non-canon. They were just like the company that owned the rights, just like, I don't know, just created extra movies that weren't canon with the other ones. Now, I don't know how they make it canon considering James Bond is living all this time. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Anyways, the first film, 1962's Dr. No.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, let's watch it. Let's see. Right, it's an old movie. And this is why I had such a hesitance to start, because I was worried that
Watching an old movie might be weird kind of thing. Like,
yeah, I don't know, they just wouldn't hold up. And you know what? Not bad. Not bad.
All right.
So with Sean Connery, and I gotta say, man, he's a good James Bond. He's very suave,
right.
very cool. I will say some of the action scenes are a little wonky, right?
Yeah.
You know, shooting the guy with a silencer, and he's like, "Pew," and the guy's like, but pretty good for 1962. There's a little bit of weird green screenish effects when he's like in a car, but it still holds up. Now, I figure I would just sort of give a little breakdown. That's maybe what I'll do for every film I watch.
All right.
So, things that stood out to me. There's a character named Pussfeller. That's the guy's name. I don't know why.
Fantastic.
And nobody questions it. James Bond is like, "Hey, Pussfeller, go open up the bar over there." Right?
Sounds like an insult now. You
Yeah.
call somebody.
And then introduced the first Bond girl. Her name is Honey Ryder.
Okay.
That's it. She's just picking up seashells on the beach, and James Bond's like, "Hey, you can't be on this beach. There's crazy mercenaries all over this island." And the villain is Dr. No, which is based on the name. And some sort of radiation accident has given him, ruined his hand, so he has plastic hands.
Oh, boy.
But not bad. Would I recommend you go watch it? No, there's too many other things to watch nowadays. But the journey's begun.
Fair enough.
The journey's begun. So, feeling good.
All right.
Feeling good. So up next, will I watch it before next week? I don't know. Maybe now that I've, got into it, and I'll have a little bit of my foot to the fire here.
I hope so.
Up next is From Russia with Love, 1963. So
All right.
that's the next one. So I'm sorry the surprise wasn't as good as you thought.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking it was going to be.
Well, that's why
wasn't
I
it?
put update on something /
That's why I'm still happy. I'm still happy you started. We're all happy for you.
Thank you.
All right.
Well, like I said, there was no top 5. We just weren't feeling it. And you know what? That's why we rambled about Tim Hortons and their various ways they let us down for the first half of the podcast.
Yeah.
We still hit like almost 50 minutes.
Good.
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 I mean, you guys got to email
Hopefully
us.
we won't get a nasty, snarky text message from Kayla this week.
I have a feeling we will after calling him out on his snark.
That's true.
He's the kind of guy who never wants to be like, "Me snarky? No."
Me?
How could you think that? I'm offended.
All right.
Well, email us at scruffcast@gmail.com.
Yep.
And once again, the most important thing, let your friends know. Let other people know about the ScruffCast.
We're running on fumes here.
We are running on fumes. We're literally... Dan used to be Mr. Decaf Coffee. He had to pour himself an orange pico before this. We need that... we got to perk up.
Yeah.
We need your guys' help.
We do.
It's like, remember those things back in the early 2000s, like Celine Dion, singing and on TV, and it's like, please help.
Yeah.
Give $1 a day or whatever.
Or like, well, is it Alanis Morissette, In the arms of an angel.
No,
It's like all the sad dogs.
I thought that's Celine. Isn't that Celine Dion?
No. I think it's Alanis Morissette.
Wait, Alanis
Someone.
Morissette sings "In the Arms of an Angel"? No.
It's not Celine Dion. I know that for damn sure.
Who is it? It's not Alanis Morissette. I don't think
Hold
so.
on. See, this is why we need...
Chris as our GM.
Yeah. Chris, get over here, man. Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan. Okay, I knew it wasn't.
We were
wasn't-
both wrong.
We're both incorrect. Yes. But yeah, it's like that, right? And we're not even saying, "Hey, send us money." You can if you'd like.
Yeah, please do.
We won't.
but
You can.
we're
Send
not
us,
requesting it.
You can send us e-transfers to scruffcast@gmail.com, the same place you guys can email us. But we're just saying, hey, share with your friends.
That's it.
How many times have we told you guys before?
What you give is what you get.
Exactly.
Alrighty. Yeah. Follow us on Twitter @ScruffCast. Instagram @ScruffCast.
TikTok, although we post nothing. At ScruffCast.
Can you follow people on TikTok?
You can.
Well, goddamn follow us then. If you got the talk tick, then TikTok us.
All right, I think that'll do.
All right. That was episode 112 of the ScruffCast. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
Distracting, got me like, oh, as I'm watching her go. All I'm thinking is, oh, damn, that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
Hey,
On the trophy.
Kalon, it's time to send that trophy over to your boy.